Boppity bop bop.
Bop, bop. I have a hot mic.
Don't we have people for this? Barely.
You can't let a good glass go to waste.
My wine's got a weird color to it.
I know crowds are not our thing. And
All your pee-pee was gone.
The Walmart was incredible.
Our Megastore Retail podcast. Nothing can put me in a worse mood faster than traffic. I wish I had a tank.
That's okay. That's really helpful even for me because
If you're not passing, get out of the fast lane. Please, it is known.
it is known. People patience.
People are just so inconsiderate of other people. MIPs, most important people. Well, my mom's not fat. She's just pregnant.
Feel like everyone's just staring. And
90,000 people were in section A20. It was like 11:45 on a full day of Disney.
Hey.
Are they insane?
I feel like I should slow clap for that because I don't know anybody.
All
The
right.
most lame thing I did today.
18 Disney parks in one day.
Right? Like, you guys are so boring. I was like, I'm going to shut my brain off for 15 minutes.
I was like, what?
FFT. I think I'm done with that story.
Number 5, you gotta get here. Man up, man up, man up.
It's not even a competition.
What? You sit on the half your soccer team sits on. Do not sit on our half. This guy.
Maybe you don't act crazy. Yeah, because you could tell he's unhinged. Why bother?
Foyer or foyer?
You're like fancy like Applebee's.
Who's not here? Jesus.
Wow. Or,
Here's our new ending. 1, 2, 3. Exhausting.
like 6.
Finish each other's scale ability.
Welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Inglis Podcast. I'm Megan.
And I'm Shaen. We're here to talk about the wild ride of raising kids, growing careers, keeping life together in the middle of all the chaos.
So buckle up, because we're all in this crazy journey together.
Bop, bop. Bop, bop.
Here you go. See, at least when I do it, I'm not on mic as much. You're much more on mic, but you're much more on key too.
I have a hot mic.
It's a hot mic, people. Hot mics.
Hot mic.
These I might have to change chairs because I am so bad. My feet almost don't touch the ground. And this is such a deep chair.
Okay, well, you're talking to someone who's only about 5'3", so there are often times when my feet don't touch the floor because I'm on a chair.
Yeah. And I don't know if
but
I'm
that's
further
for you.
back now because when I painted. I feel like I need to move this chair up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So talk amongst yourself again. You go ahead. Handle it. Welcome everybody.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the next episode of Mr. and Mrs. Inglis. And while Shaen's working on his chair there,
Technical. Can we get that? Where's the grip? Isn't there don't we have people for this?
yeah, well, and usually when we were kids, it would like go off air with like the stripes, the colored stripes, and it was like.
With some nice hold music.
Yeah. Please hold. And I don't have any good elevator music right now.
Yeah, elevator music. I can edit that in. That'd be really good. But we're already past it now, I think. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm close enough now to the mic covering my face, because some people do watch this on YouTube.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
That was an intro. I mean, but do we start with just a cheers?
A cheers. So let's do it in front of your mic so people can hear it.
Okay.
Ready? Oh, it didn't cheers very much. Let's try one more time. Kind of.
I think it worked.
Yeah. Those of you that are not watching on YouTube, which most people are listening via audio on the podcast, you should tell them we're drinking on a weeknight.
On a weeknight, which is pretty rare.
Not heavily.
No. But, a nice little glass. It's always nice when we have a free night, which is so rare that we ever have a free night. So we thought we'd celebrate by having a little beverage.
Yeah. I don't think we're breaking any rules that I'm aware of on the internet that say we can't drink and broadcast to the world.
Yeah, I don't think so. We're both over 21.
Barely.
Gosh, just missed that one.
I've been 21 more than twice. So have you.
As have I.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I don't think there's anything wrong with it, aside from maybe judgment of people like, oh, you're drinking on a weeknight. But, hey. We also didn't get to have any beverages a couple nights this weekend. So maybe we're just making up for it for the weekend.
That's right. We're making up, because we have to have our, usual alcohol consumption.
Or yeah, like our 2 nights a week.
Yeah, our bodies wouldn't really know what to do, I think.
Yeah, without 2 nights a week.
Yeah. Free of alcohol for more than 48 hours. Oh, goodness.
Anyway, but yeah, because it was a busy weekend.
Yeah, it was busy. But on the alcohol thing, it's pretty funny. I don't really care about Instagram, but it is fun to put things up there to share with people. And then sometimes it's like, well, I wonder what I can do that'll be interesting. Do you want to put it on that one? It might be closer. But that, it's just interesting because, again, it's this whole thing where like, I'm not trying to be funny, but, being somewhat entertaining, with some of the things that we do on there. So it's funny to just kind of see what gets hits.
Yeah.
And so far, our biggest viewed reel on Instagram, and then I haven't put it on YouTube. I gotta figure out how to do that. Not that I care, but I do need to figure out how to do that. Is us cheersing our drinks, because I always do a bourbon. You always have your wine.
Yeah.
And our biggest one was on a Friday night, I think, and we just we poured it. At simultaneous pours. Maybe that should be our thing, because remember we were talking about that. Everybody has a thing.
Yeah.
A shtick.
Yep.
If you will.
Yeah.
On what were you gonna say?
I'm just laughing. If you're proposing that our shtick is how we drink, I don't.
No. Our shtick is the pouring.
Is the pouring.
The pouring.
Okay.
I mean, if it's poured, I think that it insinuates we're gonna drink.
That we're gonna imbibe as well. I mean, you can't let a good glass go to waste.
Yeah, we will partake. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Maybe that's our thing.
And that's our thing. And, people judge all you want.
It's like we always say, if you're going to judge us on things like this, go ahead.
Pretty responsible, reasonable.
Go at it.
Yeah, I'm still always on because when you go to the doctor and it asks, do you drink alcohol? Yes, no. And then it'll have how many times a week. I'm still at the very top of the list where it's 1 to 2 drinks per week,
It's funny. How many days? It's how many days? 1 to 2 days, right? And then how many drinks or something like that.
Something like that.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about because on my most recent visit, or maybe my previously recent visit, I actually checked the second one.
You did?
Yeah, because there was a time when we were having a drink or two during the week, on a normal week, just a glass of wine at night, right? Mm-hmm. Which I think is totally fine. Most people do that, even though that's been, I think we were just talking about that, scientifically disproven.
I don't think it's heart healthy. I think
the health
figured
benefits
that out.
may not be there.
Yeah.
But, jury's still out on that. Could come back. Eggs have been healthy and then not healthy and then healthy again.
Oh my gosh.
Red meat, healthy, not healthy, healthy.
Exactly.
Right, so I think that's something we should be consistent with.
Yeah.
Is making sure go ahead.
No, I'm making sure what?
We drink wine.
I am okay with that.
Every night for heart health.
For heart health. I need a healthy heart.
Yeah.
It's grape juice.
My wine's got a weird color to it.
I know. I don't know. That's a really dark Chardonnay or something.
Is that what it is? I don't. It's more.
No,
it looks more like apple juice.
Yeah, it's still too.
This is the wrong kind of fruit.
Yeah, it's 100% the wrong fruit.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, it has a totally different orangey hue that's not normal for.
Anyway, so people be looking for more pouring Instagram posts, because the people have spoken. The internet loves it.
The internet loves it.
The internets.
Yes. And we should always do what we see on the internets, right?
I would disagree with that, actually.
Good
Were you being serious?
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Not even a little bit.
Well, I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be sure on that one.
It is good to get on the record on that one because I don't even want to know half the stuff out there.
Well, we've had that curtain pulled back a little bit this week, but alas, we've already talked about that. Let's not digress. We'll move on from that. You were talking about how crazy this weekend was a little bit, and after our Sunday night that we didn't get to partake in a little bit of this, we definitely needed it at the time.
Oh my goodness. I think we have firmly established that crowds are not our thing. Maybe the pouring can be our thing, but crowds, not our thing.
That's pretty funny. Well, tell them why.
Well, we had 2 nights where we were in crowded stadiums and all of that. So we went to a professional soccer game. Before that, we had a tailgate in addition to all the soccer games.
FC Dallas, yeah.
FC Dallas. So it was great to go to the FC Dallas game. Gorgeous night. And like, I'm okay with crowds for a while, and that one was fine. It was the next night then when we had the opening ceremonies of the Dallas Cup.
Yep.
I think I used all my people patience the night before at the FC Dallas game.
Yeah.
And
all your pee-pee was gone. Oh, I'm sorry. That's probably not a good one to
Let's not
hyphenate.
Yeah.
We'll stick with people patience.
People patience.
Instead of your pee-pee. Yeah, okay.
Probably a good thing.
I get it. You know, I just try to be efficient sometimes if you can.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Abbreviation. I like abbreviations.
Abbreviations are great.
Or that's not an abbreviation, is it? That's more of
An acronym?
Yeah, it's more of an acronym.
Yeah, but sometimes.
Anyways,
Anyway.
you used up your people patience.
I used up my people patience, and by the time we hit the opening ceremonies for the Dallas Cup, I was done with people.
Yeah, and the Dallas Cup, just remind people if they hadn't seen or coming in later, that's kind of an international youth tournament, U18 and under, I think.
I think so. And there's like 30,000 athletes.
Yeah, so it's been incredible. Our two sons are playing in this cup, each at their own. They qualified for it with their own teams.
Yeah.
And it's an international tournament. So, in fact, our older son's team is actually hosting another team from Kent, England.
Yep.
Which is really cool because they joined us, as did their coaches, which was fun to talk to them at the tailgate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just hearing about, England and, it's just a little bit southwest of London. Southeast of London. That's right.
On the coast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I looked it up, so like I now have a visual for where it is. That's why I was like, oh no, it's southeast. I got that.
I tried to find it real quick in the moment, but I couldn't find it.
I'd have since looked, but it was so cool to get to talk to them and just the difference. It was funny because they were telling us how they went to a Walmart that day and thought that the Walmart was incredible.
It's funny. That was going to be my highlight too. It was like just really cool conversation with these guys, you're talking about kind of the American vibe right now and whatnot. And, because right now, sometimes the U.S. doesn't have the best name in the world right now. Well, give or take, wherever you stand on that, that's probably the truth of the matter. But out of the whole conversations that we had talking about kids and soccer and politics and all that, yeah, they went to a Walmart and their minds were blown. Because there's just so many items in the Walmart. They're like, how do you make decisions?
Yeah.
They were so impressed with Walmart.
And we're all like, we don't go to Walmart.
Well, we're highbrow,
I mean,
we're Target. So
yeah, exactly.
Target.
Target.
We're Target people, so I mean that's pretty highbrow.
Yeah, part of it is like I have still a loyalty because I worked there for a while after, so it's like I have that loyalty still.
Oh,
and a little bit of the, like, I don't know, you like to think you always work for the best. So I still kind of have that. It's an ego thing for me.
I don't have that feeling for some of mine.
It's an ego thing for me. I can admit it.
At the banks, all of our money's green. Some banks have been better than the other. But we actually shopped at Target when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Target close to us, so we always went there. So I mean, yeah, that is a 40-year kind of commitment.
Yeah. And I don't even know. Walmart didn't make it up north until, more like my teenage years. It was more of a south from Bentonville, Arkansas. I remember the first time I ever went to a Walmart, I was in Arkansas. So
Interesting.
And I was probably 7th or 8th grade.
Okay.
So.
Well, we should take this offline. We'll cover this in our Megastore Retail podcast.
Oh.
When we go in depth into, big box retailers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but back to the patience thing. And I don't think it's a people thing because I think we both enjoy people. And
Yes.
if anybody listened to last week's Mr. and Mrs., I had said, we had said we have to get our energy up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Because as an extrovert, you actually gain energy from it.
I do.
As an introvert, it drains me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm literally dead at the end of the night because it just drains the energy, and I have to get my energy up for it.
Yeah.
So it's not really a people thing. We enjoy being around people. Both of us do. We
Right.
like the interactions and all that.
Yeah.
It's the herd mentality. It's the crowds. It's the traffic.
Yep.
I mean, there's nothing can put me in a worse mood faster than traffic.
I
Bad
can attest to
drivers.
this, people. That's absolutely true.
And if I'm, if life's rougher,
Mm-hmm.
like it has been the
Like
last,
it has been.
week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it has been, then, I can find a lot wrong with a lot of drivers out there. Which sometimes, normally I can kind of,
Yeah.
brush it off, move past it.
Yeah.
But when I'm already pulled as tightly strung as I can be, oh my gosh, drivers. I mean, literally, I wish I had a tank.
Yeah, I think traffic is usually that, just the small. And it's almost always traffic, that it's like that straw on your
It's the
back.
straw,
that
for
just
sure.
it's like that trigger. But yeah, if life's good and everything's just kind of cruising along, you take it in stride and it doesn't bother you at all. But it's like,
It's perspective too. I'll never forget this. Will Arnett, and I don't even listen to Smartless that much, but sometimes things stick. And he was talking about how, same thing, he'll have a bad day, and if he goes out, everybody's annoying him. Oh, this guy's doing this, and this person's doing this, and this driver. But if he's in a good mood, or trying to be in a good mood and looking for the good in the world, none of that stuff bothers him.
right.
So it's really his mentality, which now I'm suggesting, I should transpose that to my mentality, that if I go out there with a better attitude, these things won't bother me.
Right.
But
That's okay. That's really helpful even for me, because
yeah,
I do that too. Like if I'm just,
It's true, I think.
kind of in a crabby mood, yeah, I find fault with
it's
little
easy.
things. It's easy to find fault when you're in just
Yeah.
your own, like, I don't know, crabby is probably the best way to say it.
But
Like,
Texans are known for being horrible drivers too. I mean, get out of the fast lane,
they,
please.
as do non-Texan drivers, or people who learn to drive elsewhere.
If you're not
They-
passing, get out of the fast lane.
Texans do have a really bad rap across the country on their driving.
Rightfully so.
It's known.
Rightfully, it is known.
It is known.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, we used up our PP on that. Sorry,
People patience.
people patience.
Yeah.
By the time we got to this, which is such a cool experience because we haven't been there before. Other people on our team have been there with other kids and whatnot, or even previously, but this is our first time. 30,000 kids from all over the world.
Yeah.
And granted, a good majority of them are from the United States, but Germany, England, Brazil, Costa Rica, six,
I mean,
Samoa, 6
Australia.
continents, and I don't remember how many countries, like 30?
it was like 15 or 17, I think.
Okay, I guess I just threw a number out there.
Yeah.
So I would say 15 to 30 countries were there.
You got it.
But Japan was, I just walked by a game the other day where it was a Japanese team, and the goalie was yelling at his team in Japanese. And I was like, this is crazy.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So that was really neat. So they did this whole thing like the Olympics where all the kids just come out and they announce them, and I'll post something on it at some point. I've just been so behind on posting stuff. But it was super neat. Both our boys were down there. I found them in the crowds.
Which was no easy feat.
No. Well, yeah. And so that was fun. That part was super cool. It was
Yes.
hot. We were up in the shade. People were standing in front of everybody else. People are just, here's what gets me, right?
I'm peeved. This
I'm
is
peeved.
our
I was going to go there. This is an I'm peeved moment.
Yeah.
People are just so inconsiderate of other people. And this goes back to I'm a rule follower.
Yep.
I try to be considerate of other people to my own detriment, dismay, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take pictures, we're trying to take videos, and people just literally stand right in front of you, taking their own video and picture.
Right.
There are times when I'm an idiot, and I might not notice that somebody's doing that.
Yeah.
And generally in those moments, you'll pull me back.
or and I'll do this, like, I'll do it because I'm not thinking, and then you'll pull me back. But one thing that you will always do is if you do that, unintentionally, you always notice them and then you apologize. Like, I am so sorry, like.
Exactly. I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm aware that I'm not the only person in this world. MIPs, most important people,
Yeah.
are everywhere.
Yeah.
And I just think society is flooded with this now. It is the new norm
Yeah, I think so.
to just not care about anybody else.
Yeah.
It's your world. It's your world. You do whatever you want to do. Cut to the front of the line, stand in front of people, don't follow the rules that make society, organized. I mean, I'm peeved, and I got it out.
Yeah, there we go. And that, I think, is why that was the straw kind of on, I don't even remember now. That was Sunday night, right? Yeah. Sunday night. And it was just like, we were hot. We'd been going since 5:30 in the morning. We're 13 hours later, and we're just like, I'm so done. And I mean, I was in crowds for the first time.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Which is,
I was going to go there because that's the other side of this.
Yeah, like it's nerve-wracking. I'm still not super proficient with walking. I'm
talking about your surgically repaired knee.
My surgically repaired knee okay, in PT, I am practicing stepping on stairs, but it's, again, not the full length of a stair or anything. So I'm getting there, but I look normal. And so people would have no idea that I'm walking on a very delicate knee still.
Can I just interact there? Yeah. Keep that thought. I don't want to interrupt you, but we had talked about it too. And my mom was with us for part of the day.
Yeah.
And I remember being in first grade, and my mom was pregnant with my second sister, my middle sister. And being young, I remember walking around. I wasn't smart enough to know that people were aware, or I wasn't aware enough to know. But I was like, I wanted to tell people my mom's not fat. She's just pregnant. You know what I mean? But I was scared to death. Everybody thought my mom was fat because she was 9 months pregnant. She's pregnant. Everybody, she's not fat. But that applies to where you're at right now. Your mentality, and I don't worry about it at all now. But I know you're thinking a little bit because you don't look. You're not wearing a brace. You're not on crutches.
I have nothing to indicate I have something wrong with me.
You're dragging a leg a little bit. You can tell there's, you're not walking normally. And I know that's, to you, you want to tell people, like, I'm not fat, I'm pregnant, right?
Right.
But I'm not, I don't know what the word is there. We're learning how to reuse my knee again.
Right. Like, that's exactly what you want to tell people. And
right.
It's like,
I just had surgery. By the way, I just had surgery.
Right. Like, I promise, I don't usually walk upstairs one leg at a time with only one leg stepping up. And, but people look at you and then they're annoyed because you're taking too much time or you feel like they are. Maybe
well,
no one did.
You did stairs. Literally the first time you did stairs was at the FC Dallas Stadium.
Yes.
And you're going down because it's a stadium that goes down from the main causeway. And, I'm turning around telling people behind us, because there's a line behind us now, as we're going down 20 steps, your first time. And they're not, it's 28 inches wide at best.
Yeah.
Two people cannot walk shoulder to shoulder up and down those stairs. You have to turn sideways.
Yeah.
So I'm telling everybody, oh, she just had surgery. Like, thanks, I appreciate it. Like, she had surgery.
I know. And I'm just like so embarrassed because I feel like everyone's just staring, and which makes you nervous because, I'm still nervous to do stairs. I don't feel good on stairs yet.
Right.
Oh, anyway, yeah.
So not to finish that up, but part of the time, so we were in crowds and traffic. Actually, we missed traffic pretty well on FC Dallas because we left at halftime, so that was nice.
Yeah.
But then the next night, we had full traffic getting in. It was hard to find the boys because there's 30,000 people, and the directions, I'll just say, were not great of where to meet up and drop our children off. Nor, and this is what made it even more annoying, were they great to pick up our children amongst if there were 30,000 children there, well, every one of them, I promise you, had at least one parent, if not two, or family. Because there's people coming in from Mexico, had a huge contingent, so they had all their families. So, double that. There was at least 60,000 people in the stands.
Yeah.
Parents and close relatives, if not more than that.
I've never.
And we're like, oh, everybody meet at, I don't remember what it was, A20, section A20. Well, section A20 was the very first one where everybody came up.
Yeah.
So 90,000 people were in section A20, and we literally were just standing.
Yeah.
We were smushed,
insanity.
Human sardines.
Nobody was even moving. Like, I had a vantage point at this point where I could see all the way through, like, the tunnels and stuff.
Yeah.
People couldn't even move.
Right.
And it was just like, oh.
It was scary, though.
Such a sea of humanity. Yeah, and it was scary.
It was scary from the from the standpoint that we've all seen in like today's day and age. I mean, it's crazy. Something fell. It sounds like a gunshot. People. Who knows? If people start moving and pushing and trampling,
oh yeah.
I mean, there's nowhere to go. People are just going to get smushed and pushed down.
Yeah.
And when you're on a surgically repaired knee, that's not a great place to be.
Yeah.
So that part. I mean, it took us an hour to find our first son.
Yeah.
Maybe not that long. 40 minutes.
40 minutes, probably.
And another 30 minutes or more on top of that to get our second son.
Mm-hmm. Well, part of that was he didn't want to answer his phone because he was having fun with his friends.
Well, because there was no cell reception there, though.
Oh, that's right.
There's no cell reception. There's one bar. So phone calls wouldn't go through. And text, I had probably 3 or 4 texts that didn't go through the group me that I sent out being like, where are the boys at? Does anybody know where the boys are right now?
Yeah.
My group me never even posted.
That's insane.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. It was a challenge, especially on tired, hot, just ready to be done.
It was like 11:45 on a full day of Disney.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
Parks closing, and all you want to do is get back to the
Get home,
hotel.
and then you just got in a 600-person line to get on the tram.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, we had friends that just did Disney, and they did how many parks in one day?
Oh my gosh, they did 4 parks. I think it was 4 parks in one day.
Are they insane?
I feel like I should slow clap for that because I don't know anybody. Yeah.
All right, we'll
It was
do
crazy.
the fast slow clap.
Yeah. I don't know how they did that.
I love them. They're great. They are go-getters, though. Mom is a go-getter.
Oh my gosh.
I think, how much energy does she have?
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
I'd like to have her. We have to have her on some podcast somewhere at some point.
Oh my gosh, because she's so funny. And yes,
Hilarious.
I actually feed off of her energy, though, sometimes. Like,
And I'm sure she's faking it 100%, but she's like one of the nicest people I think that I know.
here's the thing is, no, she's not faking
I
it.
think
She is
she is.
just that. She is
I'm just
just that
kidding.
good.
We'll ask her. We can plug. She actually has a book, which is, you've read it. I have not.
It's incredible.
So they've had their trials and tribulations. Great family, but I always think about them when they're one of those families I think about when I'm like, am I a lazy parent?
Right, because you're like, you hear all the things that they've done, and it's like, oh my goodness, I got laundry done.
Yeah.
You're like,
And they're
what is
like-
the most lame thing I did today?
We did 18 Disney parks in one day.
Right.
And we were hilarious. And they planned out old pictures,
yeah.
they had a picture there 20 years ago, so they had planned that out and
Yeah.
part of it. I mean, like, good Lord.
Yeah, it is so impressive.
And our kids are like, we go back to our kids. Oh my God.
They're like, you guys are so boring.
No, we're not. I don't think we're boring, but our kids are like, I hadn't planned on doing that. Like, I had planned on, not going somewhere tonight.
I know.
I thought I had an open night.
I know.
And they're like, lives are crushed because it's like, well, guys, we need to do something. There's something similar came up at some point this week. I felt like where I was like, guys, you have to be a little bit more malleable, have some plasticity.
Yes. Oh, it was an unexpected change of practice time, I think is what it was. But yeah.
Change the practice night or something like that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, gosh, I had planned on not doing anything tonight. I needed a night off. But they get that from me. Whether or not they genetically get that from me or they get that from me modeling it, I don't know.
Oh, maybe a little bit of both.
Probably a little bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, here's to say we embrace a night off. Like, we don't get them often. And so I try not to feel guilty about taking a night off or having a glass of wine when we get this opportunity because it doesn't happen often.
No, I don't feel guilty about it at all.
Like, I mean, I think last night it was late. You were still working on something, and I was like, I'm going to shut my brain off. Just, you said you had 15 minutes of work. I was like, I'm going to shut my brain off for 15 minutes because it hadn't been shut off in days. Weeks, probably. So,
Yeah.
and that was really, like, welcome to
I was-
15 minutes. It was
I
so
was shocked, flabbergasted, if you will, because Meg's her job is just demanding. Your job is demanding. And there are times, not that anybody else's jobs aren't demanding. I get that. But everybody knows, like, when you're at that point, you're salaried, all that kind of stuff, like there's not a clock out time. You have to hit the deadlines.
You do it until it's,
And right now, it is just an avalanche of deadlines. There's no work-life balance as much as you're trying to fit things in and do all this. We have soccer during the week this week. I mean, we took the kids out of school to go to these soccer games for this tournament. They have excuses for it from the league or from the cup, you know. And so you've been working. I mean, I've gone, you know, you've been working in bed. You know, I've rolled over and gone to bed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been a push for you for months. Honestly. And last night, I was like, I've got like 15 more minutes. And I said it because I thought you're going to be like, okay, I'll do this. No problem. I got plenty to do. And your response blew my mind. I was like, your response was, I think I'm just going to do a puzzle on my phone then.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I know. Shocker.
Yeah.
I needed that though.
Yeah.
I was like, in that 15 minutes was so restorative. It was great.
I'm just glad you had that.
Thank you. I mean, you were the one working. I felt kind of bad. It's just like. Anyway.
That's spelled P-S-S-T.
I would think it would be F-F-T.
You're probably right.
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh. So here, one more thing. Do you have anything to are you done with that story?
I think I'm done with that story.
Because we don't have a whole lot of topics tonight. That was just so, you know, that was such a crushing long weekend.
I know.
Of like, we said it. We had to get our energy up for it. We made it through it. Barely. But we made it through it. And one of the funniest things I've seen, and I'm terrible at telling stories, but yesterday, and I will put an Instagram post up for this. You guys have got to check out this Instagram post.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Of a soccer dad that I saw yesterday. Soccer dads and moms are crazy. They're just crazy, you know, on the sidelines. And you've heard me talk about it, like even people on our team, you know, as your kids are younger, you have such high expectations. And I think you do take some of your own ego into it, right? Like they're reflecting me, and like you hear people like, he never does that. You know, we had a dad once that literally every mistake his son did, he's like, well, blah, blah, blah. He made an excuse every time. And it's like, hey, just by the way, your kid's 7. He's not good at soccer. Just let him play. Like, I don't need to hear your excuses over and over and over again. He's just not good. That's okay. That is okay.
That is okay.
You know, my son's not that much better. It is okay.
Right.
You know,
totally. Like
they're 6 at this point.
It was insane.
But parents generally mature through this, I think. It's a maturity process for us, too, of like, you know what? I don't need to check my own ego box based on how my child does.
Yes.
Right? Like, I'm not trying to impress other people because my child's good. Now, does it feel good? It does. It does. Like, if we're all being honest, it feels really good when your kid does well. And it feels really bad when your kid doesn't do well.
Totally.
Right? But at some point, you learn to not.
You disassociate yourself and your own self-worth from their performance.
That's right. To some degree.
Yeah.
So most of us have done that.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
you know.
You even had, so our oldest's coach was there, and someone who had coached him while he was younger for years. He showed up at our oldest soccer game because he's so proud of the boys that he's been able to coach and watch them grow. And it was funny because he commented on how quiet you were. And you're like, hey, I'm growing.
Oh, he did? I forgot that he had done that.
Yeah, you guys kind of had some banter.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're not going to.
Even my mom hadn't been to a game in a while
Yeah.
because she's been super busy working and all this. I mean, I've grown through it. Don't get me wrong. I was not always as good as a father as I should have been on the sideline, demanding high expectations. It's just not good. And I think we all grow through that. Some people get it immediate. Some people don't. I didn't. I had to go through it, but I'm much better now.
But you're good now. Yeah.
Anyways. And why am I like, I'm tired right now. I'm like almost breathing heavy.
It's been a long few weeks.
Okay. How long can we say that though before it's like, Shaen, you are going to have a heart attack, you know? Because everybody else has hard weeks. I mean, I know it. We are not alone in this.
We are not. Mm-mm.
But thank you for listening to us.
Yes.
Because it's helpful.
It really is.
This is this date night on the internet.
Yeah.
But Anyways, long story short here, I'm gonna put an Instagram up of the craziest dad ever. Craziest dad ever. And unfortunately, I watched him and laughed at him and just entertained myself for the first 20 minutes. It was a game not before our game on a different field because all these teams are playing in this tournament. This dude's insane. He's yelling on the sideline at his daughter. She's guesting. He doesn't know anybody else's name, but he's coaching all. Number 5, you got to get here. Get to the sideline. Man up, man up, man up. I mean, the guy's over the top.
I've never seen. We have been soccer parents for 12 years.
Yep.
12 years. You would have thought we had that we had seen it all.
Well,
we had not.
Soccer parents for 12 years. I played soccer for 15 years. You watched it for 15 years.
Exactly.
So we've been around it our whole lives.
Our whole lives.
This guy takes the cake.
It's not even a competition.
So the only caveat I'm going to give here, the first half was crazy. I just sat there and watched this guy with my jaw wide open. Just even our son was like, "What?" Because he was guesting, and the coach did nothing. The coach didn't even acknowledge that he was there. He's coaching from the sideline. Anyways, he was over the top in the first half. The second half, he wasn't as bad because I told myself, I'm going to go over there and film this guy because this is like gold, right? Comedy gold. Because our coaches are always like, parents, behave yourself. There's always rules.
Yeah.
If this could happen, there's consequences for the coach. I don't even know how this guy didn't get kicked out or the coach kicked out, but long story short, I filmed the guy for like 25 minutes straight, almost the whole second half. But the second I had walked over there, the referee was threatening to throw him out because he started degrading the AR.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. The ref literally said, I don't care how much you yell at your own team because clearly that was kind of like a passive-aggressive comment.
Yeah.
But you will not yell at my ref, which is great. I'm glad he said that.
Glad he said that.
Totally fine.
Yep.
But that, unfortunately, took the guy down a little bit of a notch. So what I'm going to post is this guy at like 50%. I'm just telling you, this is this guy at 50%, and you're gonna love. This dude's insane.
Insane.
He was out of his mind. And this is 50%. So I'm excited I got to put it together, and hopefully it's a funny montage of this guy just yelling at, oh, by the way, they're like 10-year-old girls.
Yeah.
I forgot. They're not professionals. This is not, life or death scenarios. Yeah. These are 10-year-old girls playing on a 9v9 soccer field.
Yes. And for the part you were filming, he was standing in the middle of the opponent's players.
Oh, yeah.
Or in the opponent's parents.
Another on peeved. Here's another on peeved. Stand on your side. Here's the soccer rules, everybody. Internationally, here are the soccer rules. You sit on the half that your soccer team sits on. Yeah. So your team across from that whole half is yours. The other half is ours. Do not sit on our half.
It's so true.
Yeah. Drives me insane. But this guy was on this guy, he moved from one side at the first half because he wanted to be on the half that they were scoring on, apparently. So he moved from that half, sat in the stinking middle of the other half of the other parents. I mean, these people, he was crazy though. I was literally thinking if this guy realizes I'm filming him, I was trying to come up with, excuses.
Well, maybe don't act crazy.
Because this is the guy that, nobody said anything to him because he's so crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are plenty of dads that are out there and moms that are like, hey, settle down, go to your side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't do that with crazy.
Yeah, because you could tell he's unhinged.
Yeah, he's unhinged.
You just have to see it. We'll have to post it.
Anyways, all right, I'm done.
Well, oh my goodness.
What do we have coming up? We're getting closer. We're trying to keep this thing closer to the 30s.
Yep.
Where are we at?
Oh goodness. So we have more soccer this week. My coaster just fell. So we have more soccer this week. We have Easter coming up. It was pretty funny when we hadn't even thought about pulling out our Easter decorations. And you mentioned, you're like, oh, I need to go pull down the Easter decorations. And our youngest is like, why bother? We're like,
we are so winning the parenting gig.
Okay.
Winning the parenting gig.
In all fairness, we don't have a ton of Easter decorations. Like, we go all out at Christmas, and I think we have a ton of Halloween. Like, and this is our decorating kid. Like, this kid loves to decorate for for holidays.
Yeah.
But he's like, as long as you pull out that bunny, like, we're good.
In the new house, though, we need, now that we have this big foyer, we need a foyer or foyer?
I think the fancy way to say it is foyer.
Okay, because I did both.
Yeah. But it's spelled like foyer.
What's that song, Fancy Like?
Oh, yeah, you're like fancy like Applebee.
Fancy Like Applebee. So in the foyer,
Yeah.
I made the joke. I said, you know what we need to do? We need to get our cross up there and put Jesus on it. That's our new Easter decoration. Don't worry, he rises. He rose 3 days later. Oh, and we could get. I've actually been to Skull Rock, where supposedly Jesus was buried, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's not there, FYI. The rock has been rolled away. So we could do a little cave type thing, maybe in like our living room, in like a big paper mache rock. Just roll that sucker away. Who's not here? Jesus.
But you won't.
He's not on the cross either. Anyways, I don't know. I'm just
You're
spitballing. This is just a spitball.
You're. Wow. These sound like some really great Easter decorations, honey.
But I'm just saying, if we had those kind of decorations, the kids would be excited.
It's true. With the paper mache stone that we can roll away.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Or the
Am I supposed to hear you out?
Yeah, or just the fake bunny that they like to have staring contests with. Like, I think that could also just fill the void.
In the big blue Easter egg you put a candle in?
Yeah. They're two favorite Easter decorations.
Well, next year maybe.
Yeah.
It's been a tough year. All right. Hey, here's our new... Here's what we think we're going to do. Our new... If we actually complete each other's thought, maybe not our sentence, because we can do that. We do that quite often. Every other episode we do that anyway, so that's easy.
Easy.
That's like beginner stuff.
Yes.
Now we're going to count to 3.
Okay.
Here's our new ending. And we're going to summarize what we thought our last week was.
Yep.
With one word.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Are you good with that?
Yes.
All right. Everybody think of your word for your week. See if it's the same as ours.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to give everybody... Okay, that's it. That's all the time you get.
Uh-huh.
All right. 1. We're going to say it. I'm going to say 3, then say the word.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. We'll see if we finish each other's thought.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Exhausting. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. It was supposed to... Wait. It's supposed to summarize our entire week.
People patience. The whole week needed people patience.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. You're right. You're
Sorry.
right.
And I shortened it to the PP.
Yeah, the PP.
Uh-huh.
Not the PP. It's just about this episode. And that's the one thing that stuck out in your mind in this episode was PP.
No. It's about the whole week. People patience. I mean, it was the term that we coined during the episode, but
and we were exhausted by it.
Yes.
So similar. We were close. All right, I give that similar on a scale of similarity.
Yes.
Of 1 to 10. What do you give that?
Like 6.
6. Finish each other's scale of ability. All right. That's it, people. We're out of here.
Have a good one.
Have a great week. Bye.